2:59. That means we're getting ready to go live on the radio on News Talk FM 94.3 for the Monday through Friday 3 to 5 p.m. daily edition of For Walton Beach What We're Doing. Yes, Monday through Friday 3 to 5 p.m. It's a live radio show / podcast. We're going to stream it to YouTube moving forward. We've been doing it on Facebook Live. We're going to do it on YouTube moving forward. If you want to give a shout out to us live during the show, you can interact with us, 850-374-3468. We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about local news. We'll do in-studio interviews with local movers and shakers. Our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day is going to kick off at 3:15 today with a couple of behavioral health analysts from Beyond Expectations in Shalimar. It's a for-profit therapy business which is associated with the Lotus Learning Center. We're going to get into the weeds with them of how they're connected and what they do for the community. And if you have any mental health eccentricities that perhaps you forgot to tell your own therapist about, or maybe you were too embarrassed to ask, you can give us a call, and there's no copay. All right. So at 4 o'clock, we're going to be joined by Marlayna Goosby from Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music, continuing our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segments of the day. And I'm also going to be joined in the second hour in studio by Ms. Frankie Bennett, the news director for Omni Broadcasting Studios. So that's going to be fun. 850-374-3468. My name is Gareth Stearns. I'm going to be over there in that window throughout the show today, pushing buttons and getting everything going. So let me make sure that I've got commercials going here.
Gretzky. Oil prices spike after Israel strikes Iran's South Pars gas field, the largest such facility in the world. Brent crude, the international benchmark, soaring to at least $108 a barrel. U.S. crude topping $99. The Trump administration taking action to try and stabilize oil prices.
The Treasury Department is easing some sanctions on Venezuela's state-owned oil and gas company, allowing that company to sell oil directly to U.S. firms and the global market.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged as inflation has yet to cool. Fed Chairman Jay Powell says he has several concerns.
We're going to see persistent inflation, he said. That's what he was worried about. And the escalating war over in Iran, that's a major risk, he says.
Fox Business's Darren Battello reporting America is listening to Fox News.
Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com. Every weekday, it's your go-to source for staying informed and entertained. The Fox News Primetime Highlights Podcast, offering a curated selection of the most impactful moments of the Ingram Angle, Jesse Waters Primetime, Hannity, and Gutfeld. Listen and follow now so you never miss a moment of the action-packed highlights from these must-watch Fox News Channel shows. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company, I'm Frankie Bennett. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has arrested a registered sex offender wanted out of Virginia on multiple extraditable warrants. On March 15th, Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office deputies located a disabled vehicle near Bob Sykes Boulevard. That vehicle was registered to 26-year-old Andrew Bradley Shoemaker. Further investigation revealed Shoemaker was a registered sex offender wanted in Virginia on several charges, including felony threats in writing, grand theft of a firearm, and misdemeanor violations of a protective order. Deputies later found Shoemaker walking along Water Street in Fort Walton Beach, and he was taken into custody without incident. From the Okaloosa Board of County Commissioners, this is your Beach Safety Report. Today is a yellow flag day, which means use caution. With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company, I'm Frankie Bennett.
Since 1952, Jimmy's Guns and Safes has kept the Panhandle protected. Located near downtown Fort Walton Beach, Jimmy's offers the widest in-stock selection of Liberty safes in Northwest Florida. And these Liberty safe models are built for real security, with prices starting at just $5.99. From closet-sized safes to ones that will fit inside a vault, Jimmy's has all the sizes and fire ratings to choose from. Come talk with our team and lock down your valuables today with a Liberty safe from Jimmy's, located at 22 Eglin Parkway Southeast in Fort Walton Beach. Jimmy's Guns and Safes. Big selection, bigger peace of mind.
Welcome to Coastal Auto Express, your local family-owned auto repair shop committed to quality workmanship and exceptional customer care. We focus on honest communication, personalized service, and dependable results. From paint and bodywork to full mechanical repairs, our experienced team is dedicated to keeping your vehicle running safely and smoothly. Every repair is backed by a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. We are honored to support our troops with a 15% military discount. Coastal Auto Express. Service you can trust.
Magnolia Grill on Brook Street, downtown Fort Walton Beach, and Tom Rice, you've got a menu that has everything on it.
Sometimes, though, I think it's got too much. We're an Italian restaurant to those that are looking for Italian. We're a steak place. We have great prime rib, and we've always got wonderful seafood. So, we can't make up our mind either what kind of restaurant. We're just a good old American restaurant down at heart.
They please you from the time you enter until the time you leave. Magnolia Grill.
And Zoe, as you know, the Magnolia Grill works directly with many nonprofits to help them with their mission to assist local families in need. The Salvation Army and the thrift store is a perfect example. The Salvation Army thrift store accepts your donations and then offers them for sale to the public. And if you've not shopped there lately, it's being completely revitalized for a better shopping experience. Visit the Salvation Army thrift store on Mary Esther Cutoff, just off Jonquil. The Salvation Army, doing the most good.
Big news, Emerald Coast. Carr's Floor Trader outlet of Fort Walton Beach is growing, now with a brand new store in Destin. That's right. The largest in-stock flooring selection on the Gulf Coast just got even bigger and priced to save you money. One trusted name, 2 convenient locations. Celebrate the grand opening in Destin, just a half-mile east of the Destin Commons, and shop smarter today at Carr's Floor Trader outlet, where floors cost less.
Every 65 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's disease. Many don't even know it.
I just knew that I wasn't the high-performing person I used to be. Pieces of my past are being erased. I was lucky we caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more in research and finding treatments and cures.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program has invested more than $175 million in breakthrough research.
If your loved one or you yourself are sitting there thinking, something is wrong, I'm not who I used to be, you can get some answers and you can get them for free.
Call us at 1-855-345-6237 or visit us online at brightfocus.org/brainhealth to learn more.
Let me tell you about my hometown. I want the world to know about the sights to see and things to do on the Gulf of Mexico. The home of Eglin Air Force Base, the largest in the world. Test flights, rocket sites, famous proving ground. Fort Walton, that's my hometown. See Billy Bowlegs and pirate ships, they plunder and they loot. There's Big Blue Marlin and fighting sails, plus water sports to suit. The whitest sands in all the land in the playground town are found. From north, south, east, west, all our pleasure bound. Fort Walton, that's my hometown. There's Wayside Pier, the living sea, and surfing at its best. It's the place that's known as the Miracle Strip, leading all the rest. WNUE, big professional sound. Fort Walton, that's my hometown. Fort Walton,
That's my hometown. And thank you very much for tuning in to Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing, your daily dose of local news, community engagement, in-studio interviews with local movers and shakers, and a little bit of local history and sports whenever I can squeeze it in. We don't like to be defined by any one thing on this show. No, we don't like to pigeonhole ourselves into anything. We like to remain unpredictable. And today's show is just that. We're going to do a little bit of local news. We're going to squeeze in some March Madness talk, and we're going to have some in-studio interviews. In fact, our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day is going to be kicking off at 3:15 with a couple of individuals from Beyond Expectations, which is a behavioral health organization in Shalimar, and they are a for-profit therapy organization, and they are connected to the Lotus Learning Center as well, who was a previous guest of mine on this show. And we're going to pick their brains about any mental eccentricities that you might have, or maybe I might have. I don't know. Maybe you forgot to ask your own therapist something, or you've been embarrassed to bring it up in your own therapy sessions. Hey, use this station, this show as a sounding board today, beginning at 3:15, our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day. We're going to have an open phone line, 850-374-3468. Call and talk about whatever you want. At 4 o'clock, we're going to continue the interview series, and I'm going to invite into the studio once again for an encore interview / performance, I guess you could say. Ms. Marlayna Goosby from Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music is going to be entering the hot seat, so to speak. And we're also going to be joined during that hour by Omni Broadcasting News Director Frankie Bennett as well. She's just, moving forward, I think we're going to have Frankie on this show more often. She's just a fun personality and a great, she offers great interview questions. And I think it's going to be a fun segment at 4 o'clock with Marlayna and Frankie. And who knows what else we're going to have here. The sky's the limit. Speaking of the skies, the Panhandle Weather Report for Wednesday, March 18th, brought to you by Okaloosa County Commissioner Sherry Cox. Today in Fort Walton Beach, expect mostly cloudy skies through much of the day, with a high reaching 62 degrees around 4 p.m. Temperatures will steadily fall this evening, dropping to about 50 degrees by midnight. Heading into tomorrow morning, we will wake up to a cooler 45 degrees. But sunshine returns and sticks around all day long. In fact, it's going to stick around for the next few days. Tomorrow, the temperatures are going to rebound to a high near 68. Looking ahead to Friday, we continue that warming trend with more sunshine and a high climbing to 71 degrees. A cool start, but a nice stretch of improving weather ahead here on the Emerald Coast. That's today's weather report, brought to you by Okaloosa County Commissioner Sherry Cox. Rain, wind, or sun, Commissioner Cox gets it done. Thank you so much for your support, Commissioner Cox, and we're working on getting you on the show on Monday, back when we have Miss Ashley Sokolsky as our co-host. She's going to be our co-host every Monday. She did a great job on Monday's show when we interviewed Mitch Reed, candidate for Okaloosa County School Board, District 3. Tomorrow, in studio, stepping into the hot seat, is the incumbent, Miss Linda Vanchek, who is she holds the seat of District 3 on the Okaloosa County School Board. It's my understanding that she's going to be running again. We're going to have her for 45 minutes, and we're going to talk about all things related to the school system and some of the other hats she wears as well. She is a big-time member and supporter of the Okaloosa County Women's Club. She is a member of the Choctawhatchee High School Hall of Fame, where she taught for probably 30 to 35 years, I guess. Really looking forward to having her on the show tomorrow. I see her around town all the time, around the neighborhood, actually. We live in the same neighborhood, and I've known her for years. I did not have the pleasure of matriculating through her classes at Choctaw or being on the newspaper staff. That was a missed opportunity on my part. But tomorrow, I'm going to be joined by someone who was on her newspaper staff. A special guest tomorrow, good friend of mine, is going to be joining us. I don't leave that as a surprise for tomorrow. But she's going to help me interview Miss Ivanchek, and we're also going to promote my friend's new book that she's got that had recently published, and it references this area. It takes place in a fictional town in the southern part of the Florida Panhandle. So we'll be joining her tomorrow as well. Again, 850-374-3468. You never know what you're going to get on this show. We try our best to lift up the community in ways that just aren't being done by anyone else, and we think that we do it pretty well. So we wear that hat of being a news aggregator. We share local news. I wouldn't say that I go out there and break the news. I'd say that I'm more of a news aggregator. So I want to give credit to the Jared Williams of the Get the Coasts and the Christopher Sauls of the Mid-Bay News and our local affiliates like WEAR TV, WJHG, WKRG. That's as local as we can get television-wise. Radio-wise, we can hone right into this. You're going to hear commercials on this station that you drive past every single day here in South Okaloosa. And we like to lift those businesses up as much as possible. So if you are a business owner in Okaloosa County and you would like to have your business lifted up, if you would like to promote an anniversary or a big event that you've got coming up, please reach out to me and let's put you on the show and let's give you a form of spotlight that just can't be done by a simple billboard or a newspaper advertisement or even a commercial that you might run on WEAR3 over in Pensacola, which might be competing in the market with Mobile customers and Foley customers and Daphne customers. Anyway, long story short, we appreciate you listening, and we're going to be going all the way till 5 o'clock today. And in the next segment, I'm going to be joined by a couple of behavioral health analysts, and they are going to, have to get the couch over here and dust it off, and maybe start with stories about my preschool teachers and moving all the traumas that have happened in my life, and all the good things too. Anyway. We're going to lift up the community in lots of different ways. Please stick around here on Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing. Got to pay a few bills. We'll be right back.
Are you dealing with a little extra pudge around the hips? Have you had to go up a size in clothing? Weight gain is very common, but weight loss doesn't have to be the uphill marathon you think it is. Dr. Richard Churn and the team at the Hormone Restoration Center, they've got the tools, knowledge, and expertise to guide you back to that bathing suit you love most. Call Dr. Richard Churn and the Hormone Restoration Center in Miramar Beach, 850-837-1271. Visit richardchurnmd.com.
Warmer weather is just around the corner, and Fort Walton Beach Bowl invites you in this spring break season. Fort Walton Beach Bowl takes bowling to the next level. Don't miss Cosmic Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights from 9 to 1. Unlimited bowling for just $14 and open bowl all day on Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. Don't strike out and do nothing this spring break. Roll into Fort Walton Beach Bowl. Family owned since 1996 and full of fun. Fort Walton Beach Bowl, 745 Veal Parkway Northwest.
Hey Emerald Coast, are you ready to rock? Cruise on over to Stripes Pub and Grill in Navarre and register for your chance to win tickets to see Styx and Foghat live in Biloxi this April. That's right, 2 legendary rock bands, one epic night, and you could be there. Stop by Stripes, grab an ice cold drink, enjoy some great food, and drop your name in to win. It's just that easy. Don't miss your shot of sailing away with Styx and rocking all night with Foghat. Good luck from Stripes Pub and Grill in Navarre and the classic rock station 100.3 K-Rock.
Your local Carrier experts, Mills Heating and Air, are giving back in a big way with our 2026 Neighbor in Need giveaway. We're gifting a free HVAC system to a deserving member of our community. Know someone facing tough times? Nominate them today. Call 862-4796 or visit millshvac.com. Nominations end May 1st. License number CAC 1821128. Carrier, for the world we share.
Tristan DeLuna should have got here sooner. Fort Walton Beach, where the water's in easy reach. Billy Bowlegs and the 4th of July, watch them bathing beauties walking by, and the great Gulf Ferry across the way, where the turtles and the porpoises play.
And welcome back to Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing, your daily dose of local news, community engagement, in-studio interviews with local movers and shakers, a little bit of local history, and local sports and national sports whenever I can squeeze it in. Kicking off our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day, I would like to invite into the studio and welcome into the studio a couple of certified behavior analysts, Ms. Megan McGoldrick and Mr. Alex Sorlie of Beyond Expectations ABA Therapy. Ma'am, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, and you can touch those microphones and move them closer to you. You want to stick to about 2 inches away there.
Okay. Is that better?
We literally just met. And you happened to come in during a transition where we had a very brief break. So I literally got to go over there and say, hey, my name is Gareth. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this on such short notice. Yeah. Speak this closely to the microphone. Here are my weird hand gestures that you have to follow along. And, let's hit the ground running. Now, Beyond Expectations, your brick and mortar location is in Shalimar, correct?
Yes, we have multiple locations. We have 9 across the Panhandle. The one that we are out of is in Shalimar.
Okay. And you are tied or connected in some form or fashion to the Lotus Learning Center, correct?
Yes, we're sister companies. Beyond Expectations provides ABA therapy for students that attend Lotus. We also provide services for other students that do not go to Lotus.
Treat us as if we're completely ignorant. What does ABA stand for?
Sure. Do you want to take this one, Alex?
Sure, yeah. So ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis, and essentially what we do is we take the science of behavior and we apply it to teaching life skills and functional communication to kids in need, and helping them become more independent in life and find a way to navigate the world independently.
For sure.
Well, Alex, what drew you in particular into ABA work, and what keeps you in it?
Well, I've always been into wanting to help kids. So I used to work at daycares, and when I was in college at FSU, I was searching for an internship just to figure out what I wanted to do after my degree, and I dropped into a clinic one day for an internship. They let me do that, and while I was there, seeing the work that was being done with the kids and the progress that was being made, and I don't know, when you get into a job and you see I see the importance of it and I see the value of it, it was almost immediate, and I stuck with it, and I've been doing it for about 7 years now.
That's great. First of all, go Knowles.
Thank you. Yeah,
when did you graduate from there?
That's a great question. I can't remember.
It's been that long. Me too. I graduated in 2001. Supposed to be 2000. I redshirted my freshman year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, did you grow up around here? What's your origin story to this area?
Oh, that's gonna be a fun story. Yeah. So, born in Great Falls, Montana, and my dad was in the military. So our family, before I even turned 1, got stationed in Japan. So we lived in Japan for 9 years. And then after that, my dad got stationed over here at Eglin Air Force Base, and we've been here since 2000. And
welcome to the area.
Yeah, thank you. I've been here for a while, so I feel like I'm kind of a part of the scene.
On that, how many years did it take before you finally considered yourself a native? I'm not a native, a local,
yeah.
A local.
Man, that's a good question. I'd probably say after that 5th or 6th year, once you start, I don't know, you can start understanding people. You can start understanding everything going on. Being on a military base, it's its own little pocket of the universe, and when you come here, it's I never grew up in the States, so coming back here, I had to learn a bunch of new stuff too, of what's it like to live in a community in the United States, especially Florida, which was really cool.
It is what about your identity? Do you consider yourself to be a Floridian or a brat, a transplant? How do you identify?
Definitely a military brat.
Yeah.
I feel like that sums me up pretty well. Yeah.
You also teach pottery at ADSO?
Yes.
It's not something people immediately connect with behavioral therapy. How do those two worlds intersect for you?
That's a really great question, because the two of them, essentially, it's all about patience. With pottery, the type of pottery I do is called wheel throwing, and you really can't take your mind off of it. You got to be in it, in the moment, paying attention to what's going on. And with our clients and the kids that we work with, it's one of those things where you got to do the same. You have to be present and aware, observant, and you really have to like hone in on like what needs to be done and just stay focused.
Is wheel throwing, educate me. I mean, when I think pottery, I immediately think to the scene in Ghost when Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore is that wheel throwing?
That's wheel throwing, yeah. The classes that I teach, that's kind of the joke too, where it's like no ghost.
No.
no ghost.
It's like requesting Freebird at a cover band concert.
Exactly, I just immediately like out the door, see ya.
Well, Megan, for listeners who may not know you yet, what led you into the world of applied behavior analysis?
So I kind of have a similar story. I was teaching before, loved working with children. Anywhere I was, I found myself hanging out with the kids. And I was teaching and feeling very burnt out in the classroom. And another behavior analyst met me at my daughter's gymnastics class and recruited me to Beyond Expectations. And I've been there ever since. So after a couple of years, I went back to school and got board certified as a behavior analyst. And so I've been there about 7 or 8 years now.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
So would that have been the specific moment or person that made you realize that this is what I'm supposed to do? Or was there some sort of other epiphany moment that was like, yeah, right decision, yes?
Right. So I knew that I definitely wanted to work with kids early on. And when I figured that out, I was also experiencing my nephew going through some developmental changes. And he was non-speaking and he was getting services for speech and ABA and all these things. And I was seeing the fast progress that he was making. And I wanted to be able to do that for other kids that I was working with. And I did get to make a lot of changes, I felt like, in the classroom. But the one-on-one work that we're able to do as behavior analysts is so pivotal. And we're able to make those changes so much faster. I feel like it just was so reinforcing. As soon as I got in there, I was like, this is it. This is what I was meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Did you two know each other? Is it because of your work together at Beyond Expectations?
Yeah, so I hired him, I guess it's been about 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years
2
now.
years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, so we had the clinic going in Shalimar, and as the clinical director there, I was able to do some interviews and get some hiring done. And he's just kind of melded right into the team perfectly. And we've been able to make a lot of progress together.
Okay, well, before we get too much into the technical side, I'm going to try to save that for the next segment. We've got about 4.5 minutes left in this. But before we get deep into the weeds, what is one thing that people might misunderstand about what it is that you do every day?
There's a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say the biggest misconception is that ABA is only for children with autism. And while that is a primary use of ABA, it can be applied to any situation where human behavior is involved. And so that goes to your interactions with your own kids at home, your spouses, your partners, the people you work with, your business. There's a lot of applications that go unnoticed.
Do you have anything to add to that, Alex?
Yeah, I would say like the same. A lot of the parenting strategies that you see online are the ones that come out through like parenting manuals and stuff are based off of behavioral principles, and a lot of the things you see there are techniques that have been formed through the science that we're practicing.
Right.
I think like another misconception too is that we're trying to make robots out of kids, and it's not that. We want them to be as individualistic as possible. So like when they have a need and we see that need, making sure that we're working towards helping them like figure out a way of accessing that or getting what they want without being like without forcing them into a position where it's just awkward and if that makes sense.
Right. Giving them the independence to be able to ask for what they need is one of our biggest goals.
Do you deal only with young people as clients?
Mostly, I would say most of our clients are young, but at Beyond Expectations as a whole, we have kids all the way from 2 through adulthood. And so it just kind of depends on personal situations and what the BCBA is comfortable as far as their scope of practice goes and their areas of competencies.
The BCBA. Let me try. The behavioral. Okay. The board of children. What's the acronym again?
BCBA.
The Board of Children and
bullying.
Close.
Behavioral analysis and behavior and
analysis. Yeah, you got the last two. Behavior analysis. Okay. Yeah, board certified behavior analyst.
Board certified. Got you.
And actually, I'm a what's known as a BC ABA, so I'm a board certified assistant behavior analyst. So I work underneath Megan, kind of like a nurse works underneath the doctor, providing similar services. I just need some oversight to like get things going.
Okay. All right. Well, you mentioned that there's a misconception that this is just for children with autism. Could you mention any other afflictions or eccentricities that you see in some of your clients that are brought to you that you're dealing with and that you treat?
Sure. So we have, I would say, a big majority are kids on the spectrum, but we do serve children with Down syndrome or ODD. Some
obsessive defiant disorder.
And
I remember that from teaching.
Right. OCD, and then we do have some that have no clinical diagnosis as well, and that becomes a whole thing with insurance, of course. So there's different funding things that go into that. But so there's a lot of different things that we might experience in the clinic.
Do you test to see if and where they may fall on the spectrum, or if they have tendencies of, I don't know, Asperger's or other things that are sort of in that realm?
No. So that is a medical doctor. So medical doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, they do that form of testing. And then when they come to us with that testing already done, then we do further assessments to see what individual needs that we can provide for.
Do you have any PTSD from your job?
Yes. And scars, yes.
Yeah.
I believe it. As a former high school teacher, they don't prepare you for that. I mean, I became an expert in teaching about the Civil War and World War II and all these things, but what I wasn't prepared for were people from broken homes or not understanding their sexuality yet, it's that. They don't have that training. So thank goodness for folks like you who are able to assist in that regard. We are listening to Megan McGoldrick and Alex Sorlie, a couple of certified behavior analysts from Beyond Expectations ABA Therapy. They are my Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day for my 3 o'clock hour here on Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing. Your daily dose for local news and community engagement. Give us a call, 850-374-3468 if you'd like to participate. Be right back.
Fox News, I'm Kevin Uretsky. Oil prices spike after Israel strikes Iran's South Pars gas field, the largest such facility in the world. Brent crude, the international benchmark, soaring to at least $108 a barrel. U.S. crude topping $99. The Trump administration taking action to try and stabilize oil prices.
The Treasury Department is easing some sanctions on Venezuela's state-owned oil and gas company, allowing that company to sell oil directly to U.S. firms and the global market.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged as inflation has yet to cool. Fed Chairman Jay Powell says he has several concerns.
We're going to see persistent inflation, he said. That's what he was worried about. And the escalating war over in Iran, that's a major risk, he says.
Fox Business's Darren Battello reporting. America is listening to Fox News.
Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com. Every weekday, it's your go-to source for staying informed and entertained. The Fox News Primetime Highlights Podcast, offering a curated selection of the most impactful moments of the Ingram Angle, Jesse Waters Primetime, Hannity, and Gutfeld. Listen and follow now so you never miss a moment of the action-packed highlights from these must-watch Fox News Channel shows. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
with Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company. I'm Frankie Bennett. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has arrested a registered sex offender wanted out of Virginia on multiple extraditable warrants. On March 15th, Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office deputies located a disabled vehicle near Bob Sykes Boulevard. That vehicle was registered to 26-year-old Andrew Bradley Shoemaker. Further investigation revealed Shoemaker was a registered sex offender wanted in Virginia on several charges, including felony threats in writing, grand theft of a firearm, and misdemeanor violations of a protective order. Deputies later found Shoemaker walking along Water Street in Fort Walton Beach, and he was taken into custody without incident. From the Okaloosa Board of County Commissioners, this is your Beach Safety Report. Today is a yellow flag day, which means use caution. With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company, I'm Frankie Bennett.
Every 65 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's disease. Many don't even know it.
I just knew that I wasn't the high-performing person I used to be. Pieces of my past are being erased. I was lucky we caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more in research and finding treatments and cures.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program has invested more than $175 million in breakthrough research.
If your loved one or you yourself are sitting there thinking, something is wrong, I'm not who I used to be, you can get some answers and you can get them for free.
Call us at 1-855-345-6237 or visit us online at brightfocus.org/brainhealth to learn more.
1 in 10 people age 50 and older in the U.S. have early age-related macular degeneration.
Because macular degeneration often has no early symptoms, many don't know they have it until irreversible vision loss has already occurred. Well, when I first found out that I had macular degeneration, it was really scary. I mean, my eyes are my living.
What's most important for me to see? My family, my loved ones, my pickleball game. Everything I do is dependent upon my vision.
Being able to see, be able to spend time with my children, be able to travel is extremely important. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have my vision. Don't miss life's most beautiful moments.
Schedule a comprehensive eye exam to protect your sight.
Macular Degeneration Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Go to stopamd.org to learn more.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pill's gonna cure my ill. I got a bad case of loving you. And welcome back to For Walton Beach, What We're Doing, your daily dose of local news, community engagement, and studio interviews with local movers and shakers, and a little bit of local history and sports whenever we can squeeze it in. Continuing our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day. Sorry, guys, I just needed to do that. I could not help myself.
Gotta throw some classic rock in there when you can.
And I had to do the karaoke version because you don't want to risk the copyright violation. So, yeah, there's all these things that aren't a problem until they are.
Right.
And that's probably apropos to your line of work. You are both certified behavior analysts, and you are not doctors yourself. The diagnoses have usually been made already before your clients come to you, and you figure out a way to help them navigate through whatever afflictions are afflicting them. I'm the redundant king of redundancy today.
That was spot on.
Yeah. Well, let's tell. I mean, what kind of children or families typically come to Beyond Expectations, and what are some of the challenges that those families are facing before they even walk through your doors?
Okay, so it's kind of hard to say that there's a typical family because I feel like each family comes with their own unique challenges and their own strengths and their own cultures. So that's part of what's really cool about behavior analysts is that it's our job to make sure that it's individualized for them. So we do get a wide range of families. I would say in this area, mostly military families. So both of us are military brats, so we can kind of relate to that. We do get a lot of people coming from the bases. I will say that our population that is starting to get younger and younger. We're getting, children are getting diagnosed earlier, 2, 3, sometimes, even before they're 2. And there's a lot of research that shows that early intervention is where it's at. So we definitely love being able to get the kiddos in there early. But we do get kids that come in much later, some as teenagers. We do serve adults. And when the families come in, we really want to be a place where they can feel safe to really share exactly what's going on so we can meet their children's needs, but also maybe make some positive life changes in their whole family life.
You mentioned they're getting diagnosed younger and younger. Is that because there's more awareness around this, or is it because there seems to be a higher propensity of people that are, if you're listening to our elders, they're just unable to rub some dirt on it and cope the way that we did when we were kids?
Right. I think that there's always been autism, right? And I think that there's always been learning differences or challenges that people have faced. But, back in my day, we just powered through it, right? So, and we didn't know that we could ask for accommodations or take a mental health break or maybe seek a professional for help. Those things just weren't options. So I think a lot of what we're seeing now is that those things are available. We know more about it. Doctors know what signs to look at a younger age. And then we're able to make those interventions as necessary.
Yeah, and I think an interesting thing to about that too that you mentioned is we always have the stories of I have that one uncle that's a little different than the rest of the family, or there's a kid at school that you remember being a little kind of outside of the group, and it's instead of looking at them as that outsider, that weird person, now we're taking it back and being is there another factor in there? Is there something else going on? I feel like that's another part where people are just not casting it aside and really diving in deeper, trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've got a lot of acronyms.
Mm-hmm.
I got ADD, I got OCD, I got PTSD, I got depression.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of things.
Right.
We all have and I still don't know how to properly medicate my own self. So and I'm just finding these things out later on in adulthood. I wasn't diagnosed as anything other than the weird, quirky kid in school. Yeah. But how early is it that ABA intervention can truly begin, where we have a good baseline of life experiences that may indicate that a little assistance might be needed in that regard? And how important is that early intervention?
So we have children that we serve as young as 18 months. Mm-hmm. So, it can be done really early. And there's people who are, like me, I'm a parent. I use behavior science in my parenting with my own child. So there are a lot of people who were behavior analysts before their kids were born, and they're using those tactics at home. But yeah, when you're looking at the power of positive reinforcement, which is what we want to do, we want to use positive reinforcement to increase the behavior we want to see. You can do that in any setting. So if you can apply that to a kid that's 18 months and work on increasing the behaviors you want to see, and maybe decreasing the behaviors that you don't want to see before they're 18 and maybe still engaging in aggression or things that could be very harmful to themselves, you're looking at a lifelong trajectory change for them and their families.
I think another point to add on to that too is the earlier that they can come in, we're able to be a part of that that early step in forming those behaviors and teaching parents how to shape up the certain communication or life skills that they need. Whereas when an individual comes in later in life, maybe they're 8 or 9, they've had such a long history of engaging in behaviors that have been reinforced or have been reinforced that it becomes a little bit more difficult because they're set in their ways, and we got to help them find that alternative, which sometimes they want to, sometimes they don't, and it becomes a struggle in that sense. So starting early really helps out because it's just it's a fresh slate, and we can really teach and help them in so many different ways.
Right, for sure.
So what does a typical session look like for a child who's working with you? Could you walk us through a day from the child's perspective?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends. Of course, each kid is a little bit different, but a lot of times they're there for a couple of hours, up to 5 hours possibly during the day. And they'll come in kind of like they're going to a school maybe. Like they may have a backpack and they're going to put their stuff in their cubby. And usually the first thing we're going to do is find something that they want to do, something that's fun. I want to be the source of all things good and fun in their life. So I'm going to work to make myself as cool as possible to that child. And so that might be playing music or playing a game outside or being super silly. Building Legos. It could be whatever that kid likes to do. And then from there, I'm going to transition and try to add in some of our little work things that we're working on. So depending on what I'm doing, I might have them come to the table and sit with me, do some work on a task, and then we'll go back to playing. And then we have different routines where we work on group structured activities, or we transition to a classroom or whatever. So there's just different things that we'll do throughout the day. But again, I think the biggest thing we try to do is make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
I approached my classroom pedagogy the same way. I'm not sure it worked the best for high school students because some of those students actually need a little more disciplinarian. But I don't know if you picked up on this. I like to keep things light and fun. And I'm not the best disciplinarian in the world. So
well, and for us too, it's like she said, like we want to be like that really positive influence in their life. And like when they come here and they see us, they think, oh, that's the person that's going to like play Legos, is going to like dress up with me, like make these games and like have a fun time. And like that's kind of like our big goal is like, come in, we want you to be around us, we want you to have fun, and then we can do some learning stuff on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So make it fun and meaningful. And playful, like it's, I don't know, it's more fun for us too when we can be ridiculous.
That's why I love my job
right.
so much. Yeah, I get to play most of the time.
Get to play and make it meaningful. So.
Amen. Are you two just in your normal lives? Do you do like anything? You do pottery, so you're kind of artsy, I guess. Do you are you an actor, or are you any way on stage in any form for
No,
or fashion?
I'm not. My daughter is a competitive dancer, so I leave the stage for her. So I'm a big family person, and I do like to go work out. I do some boxing and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm a worker. I love to be with my kids, and I love to be at the clinic.
It takes a special type of personality to do the job that you do. Do you guys mind sticking around for one more segment?
Absolutely.
Perfect. You are listening to For Walton Beach, What We're Doing. Yeah. I gotta work on my bars. Stick around, we coming back. We gotta pay the bills. I got nothing.
Hey, not bad, man.
No, I got the
close.
rhythm. I just don't know it. My brain doesn't work fast enough for poetry.
Mine either.
For Walton Beach, what we're doing. 850-374-3468. If you'd like to give us a call and ask a question and inquire, we got one more segment left. Stick around.
Small businesses are the heart of America. Like you, these entrepreneurs started out with a dream and the drive to build a better life. If you have a small business idea to grow or challenge to face, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1964, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses. Today, they are the nation's largest nonprofit source of expert mentoring, resources, and education. Whether you're starting out, building back, or have worked at it for years, SCORE will match you with specialized mentors. Our thousands of volunteers provide the guidance and connections you need for free. Your success is waiting. SCORE is ready to help. Find a mentor today at SCORE.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Walton, that's my hometown. Fort Walton, Fort Walton.
That's my hometown. Welcome back to Fort Walton Beach. What we're doing. You may think that I might have some mental eccentricities after that, and I won't deny that I do. And you know what? It's kryptonite and a superpower at the same time. I wouldn't change a damn thing about me. And we are special. And I have two special guests in the studio, continuing our discussion on ABA therapy. A couple of certified behavior analysts from Beyond Expectations, Ms. Megan McGoldrick and Alex Sorlie. Thank you for sticking around for one more segment with me.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Megan, this one's for you.
Okay.
Can you describe a moment where you saw a real breakthrough with a child, and what does progress look like, and not just clinically, but emotionally for families?
I've been so many. Okay, so one of my first clients that I worked with, I got to teach him how to use an AAC device, which was basically an iPad with little icons that you can tap to communicate and say things. He wasn't able to vocally communicate, and being able to teach him that his voice has power no matter how we get it out there. Was really, really cool. And even, it might seem little, but being able to just say, like, eat donut on a talker was so huge for him and his family, and for his family to, like, cry because they're able to know what he wants, instead of having to guess or deal with, aggression and self-injurious behavior and other things. And they can just go get him what he wanted, like that.
Was he able to articulate what kind of donut he wanted?
Not at the point when we ended services, but he loved his sweets, so I do remember that. But he was able to grasp a lot of communication on his device. So anything from like wanting to eat a donut or wanting to go jump on the trampoline or wanting to leave or wanting his family members and being able to ask for a specific therapist or ask for specific family members. She had never heard him say mama, but she was able to hear him say mama on the device.
That's
and
beautiful.
so it was, those moments are very, very cool. And then we have these really cool breakthroughs where sometimes they end up actually being able to vocally able to hear your kid say something when you've been waiting for 5, 6, 7 years and never heard them say anything, and then now they're calling you mama, or maybe they tell you they love you. Those moments are really, really special.
Alex, you closely with behavior shaping. What are some small wins that mean everything in this field, and how do you measure success in a way that parents can actually feel and see?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Success in our field definitely comes in like small batches because there's a lot of work that goes into it, and our kids work super hard to make this progress. And like for us, it's the small wins are like, it's not even like jumps. It's like tiny little crawls sometimes. So it could be like one day they're just saying like ah, and then the next day they're saying like apple, and like, or just like the app sound, like that build up as they're. Each little step is just like super exciting because one day they were doing something they weren't able to do it, but now that thing that they weren't able to do, they're able to do that, and then it just steps up and up and up. And like with all of our kids, we get to be there with them most like for a very long time, so we get to know them deeply, and we get to know like what they're into, what they what they love, and we see that progress step by step by step. And for the parents too, they get to see the step by step by step, and like each step is just like fireworks excitement, because at one point they weren't able to do something, but now they're like so much closer to being able to do it by themselves, and there's like a meaningful like thing that comes out of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So the growth throughout the process is what's so inspiring, but that beginning has got to be so difficult when a parent is overwhelmed or unsure.
100%.
What's the first thing you want them to feel when they meet you?
Yeah, first thing is like that they're heard. That's the biggest thing for me is when they sit down with us and they talk about these behaviors, or they're talking about what their kids are doing, these like these very stressful events, that first that they're heard, like, and then second would be just like that I'm not there to be judgmental. I'm there to listen. I'm there to take in what's being told and like give them knowledge, give them power on how to like change behaviors and help their kids out.
Right, we're on their side, and give them that room to be themselves and find out what's important for them, because each family has different needs, but for sure that they're heard and that they're in a safe place, because having children with different needs is already isolating, so by the time they get to us, a lot of times they're already in a very heightened emotional state. They're fed up, they're frustrated, they don't know what to do. They've already gone to teachers, they've gone to different therapists, they've gone to doctors, they've done all these things trying to figure out what's going on with their kid. And so, they're hoping that they're going to get somewhere with us and not just be, beating around the bush trying to figure something out or getting pawned off to the next professional.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked earlier about how Beyond Expectations and Lotus are sort of interconnected. I think Beyond Expectations was before Lotus, correct?
Yes.
How do the two connect philosophically, and I guess what gaps were you seeing in traditional school systems that made this kind of therapy essential?
So that might be some more questions for Miss Karen, but Karen is our owner and our fearless leader. She's made this opportunity really special for a lot of people. But Beyond Expectations has been her baby. I think it's been 17 years for her. And she has filled a big gap in our community for a lot of kids that needed ABA services, from the start. And the school is also a very special piece because traditional schools do not meet the needs of a lot of kids today.
Yeah.
And the classrooms,
a lot of them don't have the resources.
They don't have the resources. They don't have behavioral training. They don't, they just don't have the supplies. They don't have the people, there's just a lot. And so being able to have a place where we can tell our families like, hey, I don't know what school is best for you, but we might have this option. And this might be a good fit. And this is why. The class sizes are usually about 5 or 6 to each class. And some of them have a therapist with them, and their teachers are trained in behavior, and do a lot of the things that we do as therapists with them as well to make learning fun, and to use the science of behavior and positive reinforcement to make behavior change and to teach them. So together we're really able to do a lot for these kids. But on top of that, it's really cool. Like, it's fun. Like right now at our, at Lotus, and between the building of Lotus and Beyond Expectations, we have a chicken run.
Yeah.
And the kids are able to go out there and see the chickens and help collect eggs and feed them and things like that. And we have an axolotl in another building, and they're growing plants. There's so many hands-on learning opportunities that can happen there that are just kind of unique to Lotus, that it's really cool to watch the kids interact. They might not have those opportunities elsewhere.
Yeah, and with having such a tight ratio with like one-on-one in the school, we also have the opportunity for some kids that for them it's a struggle to do a 5-hour school day with no breaks, no pauses, and we have the options and the availability to be like, hey, we can go take these breaks to help you kind of regulate. Maybe we just need to cool off because the environment's too noisy. There's something going on. We have the ability to give him that space, let him kind of regulate and calm down, and then we can go back and attack it again if we need to, or continue working through whatever moment we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? That's all good things. If someone is listening right now, parents in particular, and they think their child might benefit from some of these services, what is the first step for them?
The first step would go to your pediatrician. Go to your pediatrician and ask, to see if they're meeting their developmental milestones. And, if they have concerns of being on the spectrum or other things, they can go ahead and schedule an evaluation to get that diagnosis. And then from there, then they can get referrals for ABA.
Okay.
You know what? Let me circle back to you, Alex, because pottery and behavior analysis.
Yeah.
Do you ever see similarities between shaping clay and shaping behaviors?
Oh man, you got me on my soapbox now. It's one of the things. So when you're throwing clay, which is like wheel throwing, the whole process is about building. It's a really good analogy for life in general. You have to take this big chunk of clay that's like malleable. You have to center it into this puck and get it nice and sturdy for your base. And then you have to open it up like you're opening yourself up. And with our kids, we're trying to like open them up to new experiences. And then once we get it open and we get that base nice and centered and firm, we start pulling those walls. We start building up those, building up those strengths, building up everything else. And you make this beautiful piece by taking these slow, small steps. And like, they're just, it's such a good analogy for how we approach teaching. Is we're not just throwing up a big wall. We're slowly building up these skills, building up our kids and
hardening them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Turning them into giving them the ability to go out into the world and live the life that they want to live as best as they can.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah. And for both of you, I guess, what keeps you motivated in a field that can be emotionally demanding? We got about 48 seconds before the music.
Seeing those changes and being able to watch a kid do something successfully on their own that they weren't able to do before, and just to know they've got it. I think those moments are super reinforcing.
Yeah, and for me, it's just it's similar. Like seeing those small changes and like seeing long-term progress that we've worked on for like months and years, and now that kid is happy, their families are doing things that they've never been able to do, and like just seeing that is the best thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Thank you once again for coming in. And if you'd like to come in again sometime, or anyone from Lotus Learning or any of your affiliates, I'd be happy to spread the message as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Ms. Megan McGoldrick and Alex Sorlie, Certified Behavior Analysts for Beyond Expectations ABA Therapy. Thanks so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. And thank you for sticking around for hour number 2. We're going to be joined by Miss Marlayna Goosby, the owner, operator, founder of Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music. Last time she brought in her clarinet, and I played my trombone. Who knows what might happen this next time? Either way, stick around. We'll be right back.
From the Magnolia Grill Studios, this is 94.3 FTW, WTKE HD3, W232CF, Fort Walton Beach's News Talk.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. The Federal Reserve announcing today it would keep interest rates unchanged.
This normalization of our policy stance should continue to help stabilize the labor market while allowing inflation to resume its downward trend toward 2%.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell, Wall Street ending the day deep in the red with the Dow giving up 758 points. The Nasdaq fell 327, the S&P 500 dropping 91. President Trump paying respects to 6 airmen killed in a crash during Operation Epic Fury.
For the second time since airstrikes were launched against Iran nearly 3 weeks ago, President Trump traveled to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to participate in the dignified transfers of service members killed. 6 crew members died in the crash of a KC-135 refueling aircraft last week during combat operations against Iran.
Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello, everyone. This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
Neil McDonough portrays Jesus. Stacey Keach, Sean Astin, Michael York, and Kristen Bell provide the voices for some of Jesus' notable followers. A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told, The Life of Jesus.
Make sure to spread the word.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
This is Jason Chaffetz from the Jason in the House podcast. Join me every Monday to dive deeper into the latest political headlines and chat with remarkable guests to hear their take on American life, politics, and entertainment. And don't forget, there's always somebody doing something stupid somewhere.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com
or wherever you download podcasts.
Must listen to.
With with Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company. I'm Frankie Bennett. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has arrested a registered sex offender wanted out of Virginia on multiple extraditable warrants. On March 15th, Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office deputies located a disabled vehicle near Bob Sykes Boulevard. That vehicle was registered to 26-year-old Andrew Bradley Shoemaker. Further investigation revealed Shoemaker was a registered sex offender wanted in Virginia on several charges, including felony threats in writing, grand theft of a firearm, and misdemeanor violations of a protective order. Deputies later found Shoemaker walking along Water Street in Fort Walton Beach, and he was taken into custody without incident. From the Okaloosa Board of County Commissioners, this is your Beach Safety Report. Today is a yellow flag day, which means use caution. With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill & Company, I'm Frankie Bennett.
Welcome to Coastal Auto Express, your local family-owned auto repair shop committed to quality workmanship and exceptional customer care. We focus on honest communication, personalized service, and dependable results. From paint and bodywork to full mechanical repairs, our experienced team is dedicated to keeping your vehicle running safely and smoothly. Every repair is backed by a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. We are honored to support our troops with a 15% military discount. Coastal Auto Express. Service you can trust.
1 in 10 people age 50 and older in the U.S. have early age-related macular degeneration.
Because macular degeneration often has no early symptoms, many don't know they have it until irreversible vision loss has already occurred. Well, when I first found out that I had macular degeneration, it was really scary. I mean, my eyes are my living.
What's most important for me to see? My family, my loved ones, my pickleball game. Everything I do is dependent upon my vision.
Being able to see, be able to spend time with my children, be able to travel is extremely important. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have my vision. Don't miss life's most beautiful moments.
Schedule a comprehensive eye exam to protect your sight.
Macular Degeneration Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Go to stopamd.org to learn more.
Small businesses are the heart of America. Like you, these entrepreneurs started out with a dream and the drive to build a better life. If you have a small business idea to grow or challenge to face, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1964, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses. Today, they are the nation's largest nonprofit source of expert mentoring, resources, and education. Whether you're starting out, building back, or have worked at it for years, SCORE will match you with specialized mentors. Our thousands of volunteers provide the guidance and connections you need for free. Your success is waiting. SCORE is ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Shame on you, Billy Bowleg, shame on you, for making Mr. Plunkett walk the plank. Shame on you, Billy Bowleg, shame on you. You didn't need to laugh so hearty as he sang. Mr. Plunkett, now a wily ghost, each night would haunt the ship. Billy Bowlegs couldn't keep a crew.
He didn't give up. Anyway, welcome back to Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing, your daily dose of local news, community engagement, in-studio interviews with local movers and shakers, and a little bit of local history and sports whenever I can squeeze it in. We are radio's version of Laugh-In, and we are continuing the Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day with an encore appearance by Ms. Marlayna Goosby of Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music. Thank you for coming back in once again, Ms. Goosby.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And that other voice you're hearing is Ms. Frankie Bennett, our Omni Broadcasting News Director.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to have to come up with your own theme music, Ms. Frankie
I'm going to
Bennett.
put you on that because you're good at that.
Matter of fact, when you do your news today, I'm gonna research for some like news, just background news music.
Awesome. Unless we find a musician.
But yeah. Now on that note, Miss Goosby, because welcome back first and foremost. Last time you brought a clarinet, I brought my trombone. Should listeners be a little nervous today?
Probably not as nervous as last time.
Yeah, I didn't bring my horn either.
What a rip. Man, I was excited for that.
I brought my pipes.
I mean,
are you a singer?
Absolutely not.
Me either. Absolutely
not
at all. Not at all. See, we have so much in
we
common.
do have a lot in common.
Now, educate me about that, because you obviously can you can hold a tune. You understand when something is sharp or flat.
Yeah.
Right. Where's the disconnect? Why can't your brain make your vocal cords and your your diaphragm all do that?
You know, we had a mandatory class in college called sight singing, and we tried to figure that out for 4 years, and we have not figured out the disconnect. Still don't know.
So there's
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Any musical talent at all whatsoever for you, Ms. Bennett?
Well, I would like to say that I have worked in many high-end musicals, and they will say, Donette, you don't have to sing. You can just...
Solo, they can't hear you.
Exactly. And I'm like, as long as my check is the same,
that
then I will gladly lip sync. So no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Fair enough. Well, I had about 4 years of piano lessons when, I don't know, from maybe second grade through sixth grade. I really wish that I had kept it up.
It's
and
not
I guess
too late to start
it
back.
isn't. You know what? It isn't too late.
That's right. We know some people that can teach you.
I can read music, but I'm not sure I want to. I just kind of want to.
Okay.
Can I just?
You just want to get in there and.
I mean, some people don't read music. They can just
That's
do
right,
it
by ear.
By ear.
You can
and
come do that
everything.
too. You can come play on our pianos anytime you get ready.
See?
I guess maybe I won't mind a little musical theory mixed in there, but no, I would like to try to check out your facilities, because it's.
For sure.
I mean, well, let's just pretend that I'm ignorant and our listeners are all ignorant as well. So just catch us up to speed. The vision and what Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music even is.
All right, so Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music is the community's first community music school. We serve the entire lifespan from 6 months old to 78 years old.
Hey.
We teach 18 instruments with 18 different staff and instructors. So one of our niches is that we have a fully staffed administrative team, which is something that you don't really get around here in this area. We've got 3 locations. Fort Walton Beach is our flagship location. We've got one in Navarre, and we just hit 1 year in Crestview. So we serve over 200 musicians every week.
That is awesome.
And we are just a fun place to be. Don't let the word conservatory knock you off your feet. We are serious about music, but we're also really serious about having fun while doing it.
You started it in 2019.
Yep.
With one employee. Was
Yep.
that you?
That was me.
Okay.
No.
What do you
Yep.
remember most about those early days?
I remember jumping in 15 feet of water head first, and I can't swim. We just went along with the dream and the prayer, and it blossomed into something beautiful. Of course, 2019 was right before COVID. So right at less than a year in, we had to pivot and do everything virtually. And my team of instructors were absolutely incredible. I remember having a Zoom call, and I said, hey, guys, if we're going to keep our doors open, this is how we got to do it. Every last one of them gave me their yes. Not only did we maintain the students that we had, but we grew in that season. So I knew we had something special, not just these teachers that we had, but also our students and their parents. It was pretty incredible.
It is.
The timeline is fascinating to me, because here you've got this vision, this entrepreneurial spirit. The economy is going pretty well in 2019 pre-COVID.
Right.
And then the bottom just falls out.
Right.
And schools we're social distancing and we're wearing masks, and schools are teaching via Zoom. Did you find a way to improvise and adapt and overcome during that, or was it kind of just a hiatus until things sort of died down and you had to pick up where you left off?
We kept pushing all the way through. We went virtual in every way. We had to go through a few different platforms because of the latency and things. But like I said, we grew during COVID when we had to learn from home. And then when we came back, we did the necessary protocols, wearing masks, washing hands, and all those things. And we continued to have our performances, whether they were in person or virtual, for those who didn't feel comfortable coming in person. So we took off like a rocket ship.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's so quickly we forget, but I mean, masks and particulates and stuff. And here we are blowing our instruments and emptying our spit valves on the floor. And
I know. Yeah, we had to take those precautions too. You had to step out to go empty that trombone.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. So did you started in 2019. You mentioned you've got 200 musicians right now. Did you
Yep.
ever imagine it would grow this quickly?
I did not. When they talk about your 5-year plan, I would hope that I got to about 150, but I also didn't see myself having multiple locations. So of course that helped us get to that bigger number. And the key that I had starting out early was that we had systems and processes in place. And I set those at full capacity of 500 students, what it would look like at 500 students, so that we didn't have to continue to pivot as we grew. But still, the 200 number, I'm still kind of blown away that we're here already.
It's absolutely nuts.
That's a great plan.
So what is it that makes your conservatory different from traditional music lessons?
We are a community of musicians where people find their place at home. When you walk into the building, it's like an instant relief from the world. You're greeted enthusiastically by our front desk team that I shared that we have. The teachers are incredible. I love seeing the students who know each other from school hug on each other, high five each other. And we have what's called a musical hangout. So there's not traditional waiting room chairs. There's bean bags in there. There's games in there. There's posters to color on. So we really make it a community so that people can learn who each other are. And so that's what we really build our foundation on.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It really is.
And you teach students from very young children all the way up to adults.
Yep.
So if I want to pick up piano again, I could. There's a spot for me.
Absolutely. Our oldest student is 78 years old. He plays the saxophone. He started at 69 years old. But we have a lot of retirees. We have a lot of middle-aged adults that aren't necessarily raising children anymore because that takes away your whole identity. But yeah, we started 6 months old, and our oldest right now is 78. We have had a 98-year-old. That was taking voice lessons.
Get out.
It was cool.
What's the biggest difference in how those groups learn?
Actually, you'd be surprised to know there's not a lot of difference. You have to build that confidence. You have to maintain contact with that hard thing that you have to do. And adults have the same obstacles that children do. You got to be vulnerable. You got to be brave. And you got to be willing to share the gift that you're developing in the studio. And it really is the same across all ages.
You're going to stick around for 2 more segments, right?
I am.
Do you think in a future, because I would like to have you back, I definitely want to have you back. Could you bring in a student or 2 or something?
I sure can.
Oh, how fun.
I'm trying, every Friday, I'm trying to lift up local musicians on this show. And unfortunately, this Friday's episode is preempted, so we can't do it this Friday. But moving forward, let's try to find a date where we could get a couple of musicians in here and have them perform.
Like a jam session. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
It would be really
that would be cool.
I'd love to do that. Before we go to break, how is it that folks can find Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music?
Go to growyourgiftmusic.com or find us on Facebook or Instagram at Grow Your Gift Music.
And you're a longtime local, right?
I am, 30 years and counting.
You graduated from...
Go Vikes for Walton Beach.
Yeah, all right. We'll come back from the next break to the Vikings theme music if I can find it. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is now. I know that they used to use the Olympic theme. Maybe I'll use that.
That'll work.
I changed it. But we're listening to Marlayna Goosby, the owner, founder, proprietor of, and all things extraordinaire for this really cool music conservatory where they offer traditional music lessons and all sorts of things. We're going to pick her brain for the next 2 segments. Don't y'all go nowhere. For Walton Beach, what we're doing, I'll be right back. Got to pay a few bills here. 850-374-3468 if you'd like to be a part of the conversation. Stick around.
There are tax breaks you can receive for home improvements. I'm Hillary Barsky with your Fox Business Tax Tip coming up.
This daily tax tip is brought to you by Rutherford Accounting Service. For all your bookkeeping and tax needs, call Rutherford Accounting at 460-2995 or stop by the office at 127 Harbor Boulevard, Suite 3A in Destin.
Home improvement tax credits have to do with making energy-efficient improvements to your home after January 1st, 2023. CPA and tax attorney Alan J. Strauss.
There are different credits depending on what you've done to your house to make it efficient. If you were to change the windows and doors and get a energy-rated replacement, you could actually get a credit for up to 30% of the cost.
The energy-efficient home improvements credit only applies to your main home, and there are limits on the allowable annual credit. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Things are more expensive now for my wife and I.
So we have decided that we would make changes in terms of our expenditures.
I live downstairs with one thermostat. She lives upstairs with two thermostats, but they all cost one price.
I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money.
You can look at your bills based on cooling, heating, and it'll break it down to the dollar value.
My wife and I have been able to see a change in our expenditure on energy.
I can actually have ownership and knowledge over my power bill.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
So I'm not sure. Is that the Vikings theme song?
Not really, but we were rolling with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, it says Viking fight song, MP band. I don't know.
I'd sing it, but I don't sing.
It was either that or the Olympics theme song, and I was worried about a copyright violation.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Gotcha.
You never know with because we live stream this show as well,
Right,
and
it'll
we're
meet
doing
you.
so on YouTube now. This is our second day doing so on YouTube. We've been doing it on Facebook Live, but every time there's any inkling of any Facebook copyright violation, it just kicks me right off. And
Yeah, we don't want that.
and they also delete after 28 days, and YouTube is everlasting. And by the way, on that note, I'm currently sitting at 670 subscribers on YouTube, which I have 8,500 on Facebook. So I'm taking a step back in terms of short-term viewership eyeballs, I guess. But if once I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, it unlocks all sorts of live streaming doors and possibilities that weren't possible on Facebook. So this short-term shill for myself, if you guys wouldn't mind heading over to my YouTube page, it's Gareth Stearns. Just Gareth Stearns. You can search for me on YouTube. And this show is broadcasting live, and I will repost it. It takes until I get 1,000 subscribers. I can't repost it immediately. It takes a couple hours, and then I have to change it from private to public. There's a bunch of hoops to jump through.
Bunch of hoo-ha.
It really is. It really is. But speaking of social media nincompoopery, I noticed.
I love it.
And before I get into what happened to you, Ms. Marlayna Goosby, owner-operator of Grow Your Gift Conservatory Music, one of my biggest fears is losing all of the eggs that I've placed into my Facebook basket over the last 17 years. I even pay for the blue check, which people call me out for being pretentious, like I'm somebody. It's just so I can try to, if something happens of getting hacked wise, I might be able to talk to an actual human as opposed to just some Google chat board that's 10 years old that doesn't offer any good. So your Facebook page was recently hacked, Ms. Goosby. Which I'm sorry, dagger to the heart, I know, and we're going to get to. I want to get to the outcome, but what's funny about it is most times when Facebook pages are hacked, they start posting links that are that put you at risk of legal stuff. You could see some pornography. It's like some nasty. Yours didn't take that line of tactic. Yours decided to show old episodes of Little House on the Prairie in perpetuity, over and over again.
That is crazy. It did. At first, I was thinking, what is my social media manager doing? Like, maybe she knows something I don't know. She's going to draw viewers. No, it kept happening. And we saw, what's her name? Laura, I guess, on Little House on the Prairie. Kept seeing these reels. And then we got locked out of our account. So as of right now, we cannot access my account.
Oh, no.
There's a couple more steps that I've been given to try. I did try to reach out to Meta and nothing. And we really don't want to delete that Facebook page because it's got, 7-8 years years of history on there. So I'm going to try a few more things. But if you guys are, if you can go to Grow Your Gift Music and report that page, and hopefully we can get back into it. Now, you still can scroll and keep scrolling, but see all the things that we're good at. But probably the last 30 days or so, we're not Little House on the Prairie.
You got a whole season's worth on there.
You do.
And have you gained any new followers who are now really into the frontier life?
I can't see it. I can't get in. I know.
My mother would have been one. She loves that show.
Yeah, I did used to watch in the summertime when I was little.
Yeah. Okay, that's next question's dumb. Well, I mean, all right, fine. What instrument do you think Laura Ingalls would play?
I think that she would play the flute. She looks like a
Really?
flute player. Yeah, by the lips.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I found when I was playing my trombone here last, I had been years since I had played, but and I actually didn't tune my trombone, and I was surprised after having listened to it afterwards that it actually was in tune.
Good, man.
I have a facial hair now that I did not have in high school, and that created this unknown variable that I'd never really considered.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I got a lot of feedback on you playing that fight song, man. You could line up with those style marchers again. You still got it. It's got the sauce.
Go, Gareth, go.
Thank you. Let's see here. You've said that music can change lives. What's one student story that really sticks with you?
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can pick just one. We had a student, I won't share his name on air, but we had a student that had some physical delays, and he was not able to spread his hands out all the way. And I'd been teaching him since he was about 7 years old at a different location before I opened the school. And then once we did open, the parents followed us over there, and he was with a different teacher, and so she was working on helping him stretch his fingers all the way out. And it took about 2 or 3 years, but I remember him sitting down at performance, and he's playing octaves with his fingers. He was able to stretch his fingers all the way out and play the keys. He went from this and having to pull his fingers out to playing octaves with his fingers. And it still kind of brings me to tears a little bit. It's like we got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That is so neat. The entrepreneurial spirit of you is it's inspiring. It really is.
Thank you.
And you actually partner with schools and organizations across the community. Why is that outreach so important to you?
As you guys know, they are cutting funding for music programs all across America. A lot of these private schools and after-school programs don't have funding for music, and so our goal is to partner with those, and instead of these schools investing in a full-time music teacher, they can invest in us so that we can send the music teachers out to them and hold those music programs. So we've gone to the Montessori Learning Center, we've gone to Cinco Christian School, we've gone to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Emerald Coast, and we build those music programs, and those kids get to perform on stage for their parents or for their peers. So that, it's part of the concept of what we're wanting to do, just spread music all throughout the community.
I've in my research of your Facebook page and your Beyond the Little House stuff and your excellent website, I noticed you've also created the Full Circle Music Foundation.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about that and what problems you were trying to solve there when you created that?
Yeah, so this is actually one of my favorite endeavors. The Full Circle Music Foundation was founded based on my daughter's struggles in school. So she was diagnosed with dyslexia, and so we didn't realize that until she was about in 3rd grade. And so she had failed every standardized test that was offered to her. She failed every classroom test, but her homework scores were 100 across the board. And it wasn't until I went to a parent night one night where I saw that there was a train on the wall where kids were learning their multiplication facts, and she was the only little girl on the last train car on the caboose. Everybody else was moved way further up. So by that time, her self-esteem was crushed, her confidence was crushed. She wasn't raising her hand in class. She wasn't trying to read in class. So I had to figure out, what is it that we're going to do to help this little girl, my little girl, be more confident. So she started playing instruments. She started out with piano, then clarinet, and then realized I could help her a little too much. So she switched to the trombone, because I don't know nothing about a trombone. From there, she joined the Symphonia Youth Orchestra. She became first chair in the band. She became a section leader in the band. She was a flight commander for ROTC flight. And music really shaped her into becoming a leader. She was able to demonstrate that she could do hard things, that she's capable of demonstrating hard things. And from there, she was accepted into college, and I didn't learn until recently that she never thought that she would be smart enough to get into college.
Oh my goodness.
So with the Full Circle Foundation, we're reaching back to other little kids that have learning disabilities in the classroom, and we're going to put some rock band instruments in their hands, and we're going to rock out that confidence.
All right.
And so that's what our upcoming fundraiser in April is going to be all about.
Okay, so the fundraiser where's that taking place?
It's called Used to Be a Band Kid, and it's going to be in partnership with the Emerald Coast Science Center. So we are partnering with them at their location on April 11th from 11 to 2.
Okay, excellent.
Exciting.
It really
I'm
is.
really excited
That is
about
exciting.
it. And of course, plugging in Live Oak Fiber. Thank you so much for being the presenting sponsor for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Live Oak.
Look at that. You've got big corporations wanting to attach themselves to you.
Yeah, we're
and
really
your
blessed that
idea.
way.
I mean, do you ever just pinch yourself and like it's very difficult to we are a service-oriented community. We have restaurants and gas stations and vape stores and tattoo shops and mattress stores and all the tropes, right?
Right.
You've got this cool idea and it is blossomed into this really neat thing. Where are you at? Like, it's on your head with that.
It's overwhelming when I stop for a moment when I can and just think of all the things I've been able to create with the support of our community. It's like, wow, we're doing this. Every performance that I get to attend from our students, wow, we're doing this. I'm just so proud of how we've been received by the community, both here and in Crestview, and just what our students get to experience. I mean, they don't get to experience that anywhere else when they're performing and have a whole crowd of people cheering them on. I mean, these aren't athletes, these are kids that wanted something else. They're not dancing, they're not in t-ball, they're not in football. They are musicians, and they are truly the cool kids, and they're being celebrated as such.
Damn right they are.
That's right.
Now, 2 minutes left here. So let's talk about expensive, because part of the reason why school programs are cutting back is, there's a variety of other programs that didn't exist when we matriculated through there, and there is an expense there associated with it, particularly for like bigger instruments. Like what if you want to learn the tuba or something like that?
Right.
How big of a barrier is that for families locally?
It can be a pretty significant barrier depending on the instrument that they choose. We are very lucky and blessed to be able to partner with Playground Music Center, and our students can rent instruments from them. So they rent all the band instruments, of course, and also violins. And so those parents get to rent from them from between $25 and $45 a month, depending on the instrument that
That's
they desire.
doable.
And we have had students. One of them played the bassoon, and he needed a new bassoon. Of course, we couldn't purchase a new bassoon, but we were able to partner with his parents and go through Playground Music to rent a bassoon for him. And he graduated and got a scholarship to UWF playing the bassoon.
And you have a Rolodex of instructors that are available for all of these instruments. What if
We
they
sure
pick
do.
the English horn?
We have somebody that teaches the English horn.
How about that? Check.
How about that?
Nice try, Gareth.
What if you're like, I mean, violin's overrated. I want to do viola because no one picks viola. Do we have a viola person?
We don't, because we don't have any teachers for the viola.
Well, there you go. If anyone's in the community or listening and you would like to
Yes.
partner with a really cool organization,
Yes.
if you play kind of I mean, not that a viola is too obscure, but if, one of the less popular ones,
Right.
you may have some value that you could be adding to the community. And
That's right. Even with the more popular ones. So we have a waiting list of about 80 musicians, and half of those are piano students. So if you're a piano teacher, like you have to have a heart for teaching and happen to play the piano, we would love to sit down and talk with you, and just to make sure that we are a good fit for you as much as you are for us.
Wow.
You'll have a full schedule day one.
What a good problem to have.
It is a great problem.
It is.
I may have to get back into the piano thing.
Yeah, man.
Or at least learn how to do 4 chords to sing simple songs to go along with it.
We can teach you.
We are simply going to be hanging out one more segment with Miss Marlayna Goosby of Grow Your
Awesome.
Gift Conservatory of Music. Stick around. Gareth Stearns, Frankie Bennett, Marlayna Goosby on Fort Walton Beach, What We're Doing. And we do have an open phone line if you have any questions. 850-374-3468. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. The Federal Reserve announcing today it would keep interest rates unchanged.
This normalization of our policy stance should continue to help stabilize the labor market while allowing inflation to resume its downward trend toward 2%.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell, Wall Street ending the day deep in the red with the Dow giving up 758 points. The Nasdaq fell 327, the S&P 500 dropping 91. President Trump paying respects to 6 airmen killed in a crash during Operation Epic Fury.
For the second time since airstrikes were launched against Iran nearly 3 weeks ago, President Trump traveled to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to participate in the dignified transfers of service members killed. 6 crew members died in the crash of a KC-135 refueling aircraft last week during combat operations against Iran.
Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello, everyone. This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
Neil McDonough portrays Jesus. Stacey Keach, Sean Astin, Michael York, and Kristen Bell provide the voices for some of Jesus' notable followers. A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told, The Life of Jesus.
Make sure to spread the word.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
This is Jason Chaffetz from the Jason in the House podcast. Join me every Monday to dive deeper into the latest political headlines and chat with remarkable guests to hear their take on American life, politics, and entertainment. And don't forget, there's always somebody doing something stupid somewhere.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com
or wherever you download podcasts.
Must listen.
With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill and Company, I'm Frankie Bennett. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has arrested a registered sex offender wanted out of Virginia on multiple extraditable warrants. On March 15th, Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office deputies located a disabled vehicle near Bob Sykes Boulevard. That vehicle was registered to 26-year-old Andrew Bradley Shoemaker. Further investigation revealed Shoemaker was a registered sex offender wanted in Virginia on several charges, including felony threats in writing, grand theft of a firearm, and misdemeanor violations of a protective order. Deputies later found Shoemaker walking along Water Street in Fort Walton Beach, and he was taken into custody without incident. From the Okaloosa Board of County Commissioners, this is your Beach Safety Report. Today is a yellow flag day, which means use caution. With Omni Broadcasting News, brought to you by McCaskill and Company, I'm Frankie Bennett.
Michael Knight here, and I'm the newest addition to the Omni Broadcasting team. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and I've been here on the Emerald Coast for a couple of years now, and I really love the vibe. Now, along with helping entertain you on the radio, I'm also looking forward to helping businesses, charities, and organizations raise awareness for their products and services. Let's work together to show everyone what makes you tick. If you'd like to hear how we can get the message out about your organization, send me an email at omnimichael1003@gmail.com or call the office at 850-374-3375.
Florida weather allows you to ride your motorcycle year-round, but year-round riding allows chances for accidents and severe injuries. I'm Mike McGrail of Wesley McGrail & Wesley, and if you know someone who has been injured while riding a motorcycle at the fault of another motorist, then our team at Wesley McGrail & Wesley can help get the compensation you deserve. At Wesley McGrail & Wesley, you can be assured that we're big enough to be heard, yet small enough to listen. Start your journey to justice by calling 244-0999. That's 244-0999, or visit wesley-law.com.
Every 65 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's disease. Many don't even know it.
I just knew that I wasn't the high-performing person I used to be. Pieces of my past are being erased. I was lucky we caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more in research and finding treatments and cures.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program has invested more than $175 million in breakthrough research.
If your loved one or you yourself are sitting there thinking, something is wrong, I'm not who I used to be, you can get some answers and you can get them for free.
Call us at 1-855-345-6237 or visit us online at brightfocus.org/brainhealth to learn more.
Feeling run down? Need a boost? Thrive Wellness in Fort Walton Beach is your medically staffed one-stop shop for total health and wellness. From IV therapy, B12 injections, and GLP-1 weight loss treatments to peptides, hormone therapy, Botox, and hot flash relief. Thrive Wellness has you covered. Find them across from Uptown Station at 98 Eglin Parkway. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 2. And our military, healthcare workers, and first responders receive 5% off most services. Learn more at thrivefwb.com. And keep thriving, y'all. And welcome back to Fort Walton Beach. What we're doing, I'd like to thank Thrive Wellness FWB for being our latest show sponsor. Thank you so much, Tucker McPherson over there. And I bet you are busy today post St. Patrick's Day. I bet a lot of people are nursing hangovers.
I bet.
And getting there for IV treatment. They've got their B12 injections. They got their peptides. They got hot flash relief. They got
everything. They got it.
They definitely do. So thank you so much for being a sponsor. Speaking of sponsors, we're going to continue our Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day with Miss Marlayna Goosby of Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music, doing wonderful things in the community all the way back to 2019 with this really, really cool idea of hers. And it's she's got 200 employees right now. She's got students, sorry, but it's growing to the point where you may need that. I mean, if you have a student or if you are interested in learning pretty much anything, she's either got someone already or someone in the Rolodex that might be. And let me test you on that. What about harp? Do you have a harp teacher?
I don't have one, but I know a really good one.
Okay.
We do refer out.
Is her name Juliana Pugmeyer?
No, it's not her name.
Okay, I know that she graduated from Fort Walton Beach High School, and I didn't know if you were
Is
affiliated
Juliana
with her.
a harpist?
She is. Is that what harpists or harp players are called?
Yes.
Harpists.
Yes.
Katie Ott is who I usually refer to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she going to be participating in Stagecrafters' production of Rent, or do you have any students that are part of the production, the orchestra that you know of, for this production of Rent at Stagecrafters at the Fort Walton Beach Civic Auditorium?
Ironically, one of my college students is actually performing with Rent.
Really?
So I'm an adjunct professor for Northwest Florida State College.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of student I do, but not any musicians.
I'm so excited that they have a live orchestra there because
really cool.
they've been playing to a click track and musical stuff, and it's been great stuff. I'm not trying to crap all over it, but this is a huge show. What an undertaking, and it deserves the live musical treatment.
That adds a different level of experience when you have a live ensemble with what's happening on stage.
It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
If you have not yet seen it, there is one more weekend where you can see Rent at the Fort Walton Beach Civic Auditorium, March 20th through 22nd. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Friday and Saturday shows are at 7:30 p.m., and the Sunday shows are at 2 p.m. So make sure you get your tickets, and it does contain adult language and adult themes and sexual situations and non-traditional partnerships. So parental guidance is suggested, but this may possibly be one of the last years that performances are done at the theater, and it's one of the top news stories there. Frankie, do you mind actually reading along that news story about this? I think it's at the top about civic groups. And let me get your music going. Hold on. Here we go. Go ahead.
This is your Panhandle Local News for Wednesday, March 18th, brought to you by Jimmy's Guns and Safes. Big selection, bigger peace of mind. Performing arts groups packed a recent Fort Walton Beach City Council meeting, urging leaders to take action on the city's aging civic auditorium. The decades-old facility has been plagued by safety concerns and code issues, putting its future and local productions at risk. Community organizations say the venue is vital to the local art scene and are asking the city to prioritize repairs or develop a long-term solution to preserve performing arts in Fort Walton Beach. City leaders have not made a final decision, but discussions about the auditorium's future are ongoing.
Yes, they are.
It should not even be a discussion. Right. It really shouldn't. Right.
Yep, I am an alumnus of the Stagecrafters theater troupe. I played Hugo Peabody in the 1996 spring production of Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Are you an actor of any sort? Do you have any inkling to branch out into that artsy side of things?
No, not really.
No. Stick to clarinet playing
and
and
stick to my instruments.
Not instruments. Clarinet and what else?
Alto and tenor saxophone and piano.
Oh wow.
What about bass clarinet?
I've never touched a bass clarinet. Can you believe it?
There's been no point in your life or a period of curiosity
well, you see
where.
how tall I am.
Well, okay,
I
there's
have to
that.
Stand up to play.
There's that.
And I am taller, I must say.
By this much.
Well, but still, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Now, how often do you actually get to play your clarinet, and is it just for fun, or do you perform in ensembles professionally?
I have performed in ensembles. Right now, I'm a solo gig artist, so people book me to play classical or jazz clarinet for their boutique events.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Did one of your parents play an instrument, or were they musically inclined in some?
My mom played the drums, but that was about it. Yeah, when she was in high school.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's about it. I never seen him play an instrument.
You've been a musician for decades. What is it that music does for a child beyond just learning notes and rhythm?
It teaches you about dedication and hard work, and you're able to see the fruits of your labor pretty quickly, relatively speaking. I remember spending the summer after my 8th grade year practicing my scales for hours on end. And as soon as I got to 9th grade, I saw what that did for me as far as my confidence and being promoted to the symphonic band in 9th grade because I learned all 12 of my scales under 2 minutes. I don't know about this 2 minute, 30 minute stuff that they got, 2 minute, 30 second stuff, but it really helps people just know that you can commit to doing hard things. Who would have thought I'd look at a clarinet and say, I'm going to master that thing? I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm well on my way.
I bet you're close.
I am close.
Do you still squeak from time to time?
Yes, I do, especially when I play for hours on end. That embouchure ain't what it used to be.
No, it's not. What's next for Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music? Do you have any new programs or expansions coming up?
Yeah, so we're going to do a lot more focus on group classes. We dabbled a little bit a couple years ago, and then the desire wasn't there. But we're really going to make a hard push for bringing kids and adults together in a group setting. There's just so much more to learn that way, and you get used to playing with other people. That peer-to-peer mentorship gets to happen in those group classes. So we're also looking for teachers for that. It does take a different type of teacher to teach a group class than it does one-on-one classroom management. You got to be on all the time. We've got the instruments. We've got the students that are ready. We just need those dynamic teachers to put forth our group classes.
And what's your long-term vision for the conservatory?
So my long-term vision is just to continue to expand. We're looking at possibly opening in Freeport or Definiak, but then I'm going to take it across state lines, and we're going to head up to Birmingham. And my long-term dream is to open a school in Phoenix because it's my favorite city in the country.
Oh, wow.
Phoenix, you said?
Yes.
Phoenix.
Okay, so what's your ties to that?
My sister and her family live in Phoenix, and like I said, I just love the city, the culture, the arts. There's so much to do, and it's a little bit of a music education desert. There's not a whole lot of places that do what we do in their music departments in their high schools. They need some support.
Okay, well, with 1 minute and 19 seconds left in this segment, for anyone listening right now, how do they get started, and where can people find you online, assuming Facebook behaves itself?
Yes, you can find us at growyourgiftmusic.com or hit us up on Facebook at Grow Your Gift Music or give us a call at 483-0800.
I may be doing that. I'm serious about the piano thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back into it.
Yeah, y'all should. Tell them I sent you.
You piano as well, or something?
I do.
More exotic?
I do piano.
Okay.
My mom had me in piano lessons. And
Okay.
I can
Do a little
plink a little.
Okay.
Do they start on little Casio keyboards or a melodica or?
We've got Yamaha digital pianos. So you might get an acoustic one if you upgrade.
Do you have a keytar, like 1980s?
No keytars.
No.
No
Okay.
keytars.
Well, put that in the parking lot of ideas, I guess.
Yes.
Marlayna Goosby, Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music. Thank you so much for being my Miracle
Thank you
Strip
for
Body
having
Shop
me.
afternoon
It's
interview
always so
segment
much
of the day.
fun.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun having you. You are welcome back. Let's do whatever we can to get this to 400 students.
Yeah.
Can you handle that? You wanted to get to 500, right? That was your goal, right?
That's my long-term goal. 400, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, amen. For Walton Beach, What We're Doing has one more segment to go. So don't y'all go nowhere. We have an open phone line, 850-374-3468. We're going to introduce one of the newest members of the Omni Broadcasting team in the next segment, Miss Sherry Rogers, a community outreach coordinator and one of our marketing specialists. Stick around for Walton Beach, What We're Doing. I'll be right back.
Do you know something about a crime but want to stay anonymous? Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers makes it easy, safe, and secure to share what you know. There are 3 simple ways to submit a tip. Call 863-TIPS, submit a web tip at emeraldcoastcrimestoppers.com, or send a mobile tip through the P3 Tips app. Your information could help solve a crime, and you may even be eligible for a cash reward, all while remaining completely anonymous. Speak up, stay anonymous, help keep our community safe. Contact Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers today. 863-TIPS, emeraldcoastcrimestoppers.com, or the P3 Tips app. Paid by CSTF.
You've really leveled up your pickleball game. What's your secret?
Ever since I transferred my high-interest balance to a low-rate Eglin Federal Credit Union MasterCard, I've had way less stress and way more focus on the court.
A low rate and a better backhand? I need in. Was the transfer a hassle?
It was easy and no balance transfer fee. You can apply online right now.
With MasterCard rates as low as 7.9% APR, it's time to raise your game. Eglin Federal Credit Union, where members matter most. Same-day issue MasterCard is available in branch during normal business hours, subject to membership and credit approval.
Small businesses are the heart of America. Like you, these entrepreneurs started out with a dream and the drive to build a better life. If you have a small business idea to grow or challenge to face, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1964, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses. Today, they are the nation's largest nonprofit source of expert mentoring, resources, and education. Whether you're starting out, building back, or have worked at it for years, SCORE will match you with specialized mentors. Our thousands of volunteers provide the guidance and connections you need for free. Your success is waiting. SCORE is ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
And welcome back to Fort Walton Beach, what we're doing. Come on now! I don't know, it's the first time I've ever heard this music. It's actually background music, happy, and I thought it would just be good background music to introduce our newest member of the Omni Broadcasting family.
Yes!
This is good sales music. You are in our marketing team. Is Sherry Rogers, our community outreach coordinator and member of our marketing team. Welcome to the hot seat of Fort Walton Beach. What we're doing, ma'am.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can you just fill us in on your origin story to this area? How long have you lived here? How did you end up here? Give us the scoop.
The scoop is my parents bought a home in Destin in 1989. And I have lived on and off in Destin. I mean, sort of, it came back when the Whole Foods came in, came back when the Pottery Barn came in, and then certainly moved back 3 years ago as my grandchildren were being born. And so I'm a grandma, I'm here.
Oh.
And my claim to fame to the area is I was the person that helped start the Destin Beach Safety Patrol in Destin, Florida. Yes, I was hired to do that. And so I just love the not-for-profit world. And this really just was my cup of tea, the innovation, that the company is doing. So that's what brought me here.
That's great. Has your focus been on the Destin area? You've been here for about a week now, right?
Well, this is day 2.
Welcome to the team. We've talked so much. It feels like I know you already.
Right? She has that big energy. That's what it is.
Yes.
I do the same thing as you when I'm not on radio. This show doesn't exist without the assistance of local sponsorship. So, what sort of roadblocks, hurdles have you been running into in your new position? And in terms of speaking with people, what sort of misconceptions do you feel like people might have about radio and the opportunities that exist here in this market?
Well, that's a really good question. But the real answer in my day 2 is that we're actually going to start with a brand new program called the Magic Bus. But along with that, the company itself, Omni Broadcasting, is really planning to enter into the digital age as well, into the blogosphere, into just big data, essentially. And this Magic Bus is the first step in engaging the community with philanthropy, with local businesses, and just a powerful interactive way to give back to our local charities in the area.
It's wonderful.
So that's what we're
exciting.
What we're doing, thanks to this being the new brainchild with the founders of Omni Broadcasting.
Yeah. So talk to us about the Magic Bus. What sort of How is this? What sort of vehicle are we talking about?
So this is a refurbished ambulance that is going to be both sort of a marketing sort of vehicle, but also will have hot dogs and hamburgers and various foods and things. And we would go to say, I'm going to talk to almost every local business in Okaloosa County, and we would park and do like some pre-shows talking about what charity that we're promoting. But from there, we can service up to 100 people, and it's about engaging and helping. And as we're passing out hot dogs and hamburgers, it's whatever donation that individual, that team, that group donates to getting that hot dog, getting those French fries, then that goes to a charity of the choice of that local business. So it's a pretty powerful, experiential way to engage people, not with their phones, but in chatting, and really being serious about giving back and engaging about
and supporting the community.
And as most definitely.
This is a really good opportunity for Omni Broadcasting to reinvent itself. I think there's a lot of really cool. We're not just regular radio. We are local radio, and we own that. Mm-hmm. With the commercials you hear on our radio stations are businesses that you drive by every single day. Mm-hmm. The Goofy Golfs, the Bongo Fun Centers, and the Jimmy's Guns and Safes. Mm-hmm. So now we're able to branch out in a lot of different ways. We've got this vehicle that we're going to be taking out to nonprofits and community events, like our Candy Cane Classic miniature golf tournament that we did back in December, and things upcoming. We could even take this show on the road. That's one thing I don't talk about enough, is this show doesn't necessarily have to remain inside this studio. I do the football games for Choctawhatchee, and Brady, my partner, my co-host, sometimes does the baseball games. So we've got the ability to be our own mobile radio station. Mm-hmm. So if you are a local business that's interested in having a show from 3 to 5 done at your business to help promote an event, or even just a remote experience where we cut in after a couple of our songs from our sister station on 100.3 K-Rock, or in the middle of a halftime of one of the games that we broadcast on our sports station, 103.7 The Ticket. We are a local owned broadcasting company. We are not Cumulus, okay? We don't push paper up in New York. We're not JVC. We're not answering to someone in a suit in some faraway city. Our GM's name is Ron Hale. He's right across the hall from me right now. He lives
there
about
he
10.
is.
There he is. He came out of the bathroom. I hope he washed his hands. He'll hear it as he's walking right by the radio that's on in the station. But the point is we eat locally, we sleep locally, and we are supported by local businesses. We do not exist without the support of local businesses. And take a show like this, for example. I'm able to live stream it at the same time. So not only do you get to see all the nincompoopery that's going on visually in the background, but you're able to hear the same commercials that you would hear if you were just tuning in terrestrially, the traditional way. And it's also a way that we can quantify how many viewers that we have for our advertisers, which is not necessarily easy to do. We can't tell you who's tuned in to FM 94.3 at 3:45 p.m. It just doesn't work that way. So there's a lot of statistics and assumptions involved with that. But combining it with the live stream data, it's a way to help quantify that data. Mm-hmm. And that's the way that we are trying to think here at Omni Broadcasting. What else can we do? We're owning the fact that we're local. How can we appear more often in the local community to help support and lift up the community at the same time?
Mm-hmm. And with this Magic Bus, what's really cool about it is it's just a new way to stream revenue to the charities. So all in all, not only are the people that are going to be around the truck, getting food and chatting about it, but it's just this brand new way to bring community together, to really kind of solidify giving back, in a way that it is about having an experience, not just click and donate,
Right.
but you're really just experiencing it together and getting that like-mindedness. this. So I think it's pretty powerful. As we go into the AI age, and we are there, most definitely, it's still important to have, along with the big data, this really personal communication about what's important and how to help others. And we rise up by helping others.
Yes, we do.
And Omni Broadcasting is really driving into that in 2026.
Amen. I think a lot of people are a little hesitant because I listen to Pandora, I listen to Sirius XM. Nobody listens to radio anymore. But instead, they spend $700 a week on a billboard that people might not be looking up at, or it might not be flashing during the 10 seconds that they were going by. And there are non-traditional, outside-the-box ways to spend that advertising money and be lifted up in creative ways that just aren't being done by any other entity. We are trying our best to redefine ourselves, to redefine what radio can be in the 21st century.
And I do want to say, I don't believe that people aren't listening to radio, but what I believe is that big corporations keep saying that. And when you say something enough, then people will think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be listening to radio. But people are listening to radio. And we're going to keep growing, and we're going to stop that narrative. And we're going to say, no, people are listening to us. The community is listening to us. The community supports us, and we support the community.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a powerful statement, but to piggyback on that, we are a media entity that is focusing on community, and that today is business. I think that, I mean, if you're not doing that, really, they're just saying you're just not in business if you are not communicating and working in a way to help others. And that's what's really powerful about this magic bus.
What's really powerful about Omni Broadcasting in general. Just yesterday, my Miracle Strip Body Shop afternoon interview segment of the day was Miracle Strip Body Shop. Part of the appeal of advertising through us is the ability to come into this show, and we'll do it regardless, but on a consistent basis, to talk about the anniversary of your business, exciting events that you have coming up. If you want to do some sort of local promotion where you mention this show, or the cool thing about this is we can throw so many ideas at the wall, and it's sales. We can you go back and forth till we figure out a partnership moving forward that will work for both of us. And I think that's what's most exciting about this job for me, is the ability to just interact with the community writ large and have every day be different. I would not survive alone on a deserted island. I would panic and eat all my provisions on day one.
Would you make like a little volleyball person, coconut head friend?
I don't know what. There wouldn't be enough time for that. I would.
You just eat all your food and then that would be it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think what's also super amazing about this concept is just the combination that the younger generation, certainly not me, but are really about communicating and stressing the importance of meaning of things. And that's why this particular concept, as I go and I talk to all the businesses, and as I go and I meet all the nonprofits, that's the powerful thing about this. It's just not an isolated on your TV, on your phone. It's, hey, let's just go get a drink and stand outside in the sunshine, and not only the charity being promoted, but also that business that wants to do good for that charity. So pretty powerful, I think. And innovative, new for this business, but a new concept. It's not just a food truck. It's a food truck that comes with advertising and everything.
Her name is Sherry Rogers.
Yes,
she
it is.
is our new community outreach coordinator and marketing specialist here at Omni Broadcasting. You can reach her at 850. Do you want me to put it out there?
Yes,
put it out there.
850-225-3448 for any of your marketing needs. Hey, we're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow here on News Talk 94.3 for Walton Beach, What We're Doing. 3 to 5 tomorrow. Have a good evening.
From the Magnolia Grill Studios, this is 94.3 FTW, WTKE HD3, W232CF, Fort Walton Beach's News Talk.
Fox News, I'm Tom Regani. The Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged today, citing uncertainty with the war with Iran. Fox's Edward Lawrence reports on Fed Chair Jerome Powell's thinking.
Members are largely waiting to see what happens with oil as the operations in Iran continue.
We feel like where we are now is just kind of on that borderline, the higher borderline.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another rip-roaring episode of For Walton Beach, What We're Doing. I want to thank my guests from Beyond Expectations, ABA Therapy, and I want to thank my 4 p.m. guest, Miss Marlayna Goosby of Grow Your Gift Conservatory of Music. And I'd like for you to please help me spread awareness about this show. Like, share, comment. If you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would help me immensely. I'm currently sitting at like 669 subscribers. Once I hit 1,000, apparently it opens up so many new doors of editing and being able to tie other technological elements into things. So, and obviously I need to increase awareness about the show as much as possible. I hope that you folks have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.